Hey guys, today marks a very eventful day for me. For the past 1 month or 31 days, I have been playing EpicSeven every single day without fail. Today, that day comes to an end because the free unequipped course has went away and the new player buff has went away. Thank you guys so much for. Okay, I'm kidding, but yeah, I do want to make this video a little bit about like what my account looks like 1 month later, right? So as you guys see over here, I have played this game every single day for 31 days straight. No executive account manager, no nothing, no nuh. This was all me. This entire account's progression when it comes to the resources I spend, what do I build, what do I farm, how the progression goes, everything is all me. Huge shout out to my favorite streamer, Janazet. Yep, Janazet got me into this rabbit hole. He ruined my life. He ruined HSR for me. He ruined everything that I have ever perceived when it comes to a turn-based gacha game, right? Also, shout out to a lot of the very helpful members within the EpicSeven community, like Tristan, Wolf, DAT, Mori, Yai, I am Su, Vic Chun, Valky, all these players, all these content creators that have been making content for like RTA, Guild Wars, Arena, PvE, Nightmare Raid, Expedition, every single one of them, I've basically watched almost all my entire YouTube algorithm is nothing but EpicSeven because I've been doing nothing but Epic. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I went by a day where I was like, yeah, no, I don't really want to play this game anymore. That's how addicted I was when it comes to EpicSeven. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen my previous video as well, which I released 1 month ago, where I played EpicSeven for the first time in 2025. And holy shit, even until now, even despite all of the buffs going away, right? I lost like all of the, it used to be like what, 50% gold buff, 70% EXP buff, 100% conquest points, which, now it's gone, so I can't even get the conquest points anymore. I lost all that, and the free unequip is going away, but, 31 days later, I still find myself thoroughly enjoying my game, right? So let's just go through on what exactly this account looks like 31 days later. First things first, have I spent money on this game? Right, that is probably the first thing you guys are. And to answer that question, I would like to kindly divert your attention over here, right? Bada boom, bada bing, bada bang. Yes, we have a bit of money, chat. All right, we have spent a bit of money. Absolutely unrelatable, no morals, no nothing, Huge shout out to Janazet, he said if I would not to buy this epic pass, if I don't buy this pass, that pass, whatever pass, I'm literally losing money. So I believe that my purchases, it was if you go to epic pass over here, right? Yeah, we bought the pay to win gear. Oh, this is not the epic pass. Oh no, we bought the pay to win gear 1 for Vinek, the pay to win gear 2, which used to be in the epic pass over here, the Spectral Tenebra pass, which is Janazet literally said that was the best pass he has ever seen for the past 7 years. We bought the rights to pull for Fene, which is why I was able to do my rift. We bought the whatchamacallit. Oh, a total of $120. No, I didn't buy any of the summons pack. I don't even have the monthly pass. Alright, I don't even have the monthly pass, which I probably should now that I think about it. Oh my god, bro. This burning passion pack, bro. It's fucking tempting me, bro. Okay, stop. I'm not spending money. Okay, anyways, yep. I have not bought a single one of the first time top up bonus for any of these. I bought a single skin, which is technically free to play because the game gives you free skin tickets. So I bought this is my first and only skin that I purchased in this entire shop, which in my opinion is absolutely fucking diabolical. Some of the normal stuff doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Right? All this stuff is just friendship. So I believe there was a. I am heavily considering the monthly pass. Now that I've played this game for 1 month, and I feel that it's a pretty good game. Oh shit, yeah. I feel like this is a pretty good game. So I may consider picking up a monthly pack, as well as from what chat told me, this is ridiculously good value. is like the best value I will ever see in my entire life when it comes to Burning Passion. I don't know if that is true. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. But those are the two things that I've been considering after spending. So in total, I think I spent probably, with the help of chat as well. It was shout out to King Order, by the way, the E7 oiler. Bro literally oiled me up for almost every single one of my packs. I think we spent a collective around 120 US dollars, 130 US dollars, right? If I were to clean out Burning Passion and the monthly pass, it's probably roughly 100 and let's just say 150 US. So that is the amount of money that has been invested in this account after everything in 31 days. Okay, so let's see the progression first, and then we'll take a look at my actual units, right? So in terms of progression, Orbis guy, I cleared everything, all right? From 1 through 64, every single thing has been cleared. In fact, I was stuck on 64, I think like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I really just sped run through the entirety of Path of Air within the first 2 weeks. I was just slamming every possible stamina that I had, just boom, 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 boom. In like the first 2 weeks, I was already like Path of Air like 50 or 60. So this is why I was stuck here for a while because of the floor 1 and Abyss, which we just cleared very recently, right? So that was pretty much it. Cleared the entirety of Path of Air. These are the days we're going to talk about. A Journey of Succession. There used to be one for Hunt. There used to be one for, I believe, Rift. Both of them full clear. I just cleared the the Rift one. I think it was 2 days back. I got a free unit called Melissa. I don't know if is it Fire? Yeah, I got this unit from the free unit that you get from the Rift special thingamabobs. Oh, it's police. Okay. And other than that, nothing else is really that much here because it was one for Hunt, one for Rift, and this is for the Nightmare raid. I just cleared Labyrinth too because this only recycles every single cycle for Queen in Azumakalis, right? So this I will have to wait for the next cycle, but I have already cleared Queen in Nightmare mode, which I'll get talk about a little bit later over there. These two doesn't really matter that much, and in terms of the actual story, I have cleared every single battle. I mean, Spirit Altar, you know, full clear for everything is to be expected. Ogre's Armory, I have never touched this a single time in my entire life. I have heard that this was very, very bad. Apparently, this was supposed to be for like the new players, but in my opinion, as a new player, the game gives you so many good gears, so many good relics right off from the start, like legit plus 85 epic gear. I just never found myself a need to ever farm this set, so I've never touched this my entire life. Hunt, I've full cleared the first 3. These two, I probably should give them a little bit of a try when I'm free one day, but I just never really got around to doing it. Maybe just a one-time kind of thing because there's such thing as rifts, right? And I don't think their sets are gonna be too crazy. You have like Unity, Immunity, and Revenge, and whatever these thingies are, but I just never really cleared them, right? The first 3 I've already full cleared them. For my Wyvern Hunt, the team that I use, I didn't really use this that much. I basically run a 2-man team with Fene and Barranca, and then these two are just friendship farming, right? This is basically almost 100% clear rate, unless something maybe 90%. Then these two are just there for friendship farming. I used to try to do the original old team that the unit gives you, which is Cigarette, Movie, Brick, as well as there's one more guy. Secret Movie and Furious, right? The game gives you that. You can use that completely fine, no issues whatsoever. So that's pretty much it. For my Golem team, I actually have not touched this much. In fact, I don't even have a team dedicated for Golem. But I used to use like Fire Sermia, A-Ross, I think Tama Marine, and then one more slot, but I just don't really play this that much at all. I don't really think this is going to be too much of a farm. And then Banshee is probably my most farmed event. I just run this team on full auto because Shinil, he's basically built for Banshee. I got him from one of the random S5 5-star thingies, so I just run this on full auto sometimes. But ever since Rift came out, I've basically been perma-dumping every single one of my stamina on Rift. So I'll talk about it a little bit later why I decided to farm Rift instead of the Hunt, right? So there's that. And then for Labyrinth, I've basically full cleared everything. Every single Labyrinth, 100%, 100%, 100%, everything 100%. And I must keep it, but this shit took me a long ass fucking time, right? And I had to do everything off stream. Every single one of these full clears, I did them off stream because if I were to do it on stream, people are gonna fall asleep, right? It's just not that interesting, right? Maybe the story was a little bit interesting. I just skipped through everything. Unfortunately, I didn't really pay attention to the story. I just went because I really wanted some of the gears which are quite nice. So you do get a random 5-star artifact, and some of the 88 pieces they are pretty decent. I think this is the one from Malika's Consciousness as well as Nick's Seat Sanctum, which also gives you another random 5-star artifact as well as some of these gears. I mean it's 78, but like the subsets are pretty decent, and some of them I'm still using to this day. So that is pretty much it for Labyrinth. For Abyss, I've cleared all the way up to floor 110 again off stream. As much I would have loved to do this on stream with you guys, you know, there was just a lot of content going through the past couple of weeks, and I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. I just wanted to get it over and done with. The most difficult floor in Abyss for me, to this day, I still feel it's going to be 102. This floor is just fucking nonsense. It's a nonsensical floor. It's a bullshit floor. It is not a test of skill or like matchup. It is literally just to gamble. If you gamble right and you strip the butter bitch against the Nick, you just win, right? So 102 is still the most bullshit floor. Special shout out to floor 107. This is the one where I had to use DDR. Because this floor is a hard sleep check. If you could not sleep these butter bitches or this dog, you're cooked. So it was I basically either had to run Pearl Horizon, Tenebria, or DDR. I refuse to build the other two because, in my opinion, this is also shout out to Janazet for influencing me in my thought process. I only want to play this game's PvP. Why the fuck would I give a damn about PvE units if I'm never gonna touch this ever again for the rest of my life? So with that, I forced my way through using DDR. DDR sleep is also pretty good. I just have to save my soul burn and get a sleep off of the dog every single time. So it was pretty straightforward. Hail DDR, which you can also get for free, by which I'm gonna talk about a little bit later. So 107 was pretty interesting. 109, I've been told that this floor was ridiculously difficult, even more difficult than 102. I believe it or not, I got it on my first try. Yep, a special shout out to Su. I've watched every single one of Su's Abyss guides. So for this specific floor, it is basically the mushrooms. You had to kill Singetica as fast as possible before the mushrooms exploded. You just had to run them down, literally just run it down mid, and pray to God that the enemies don't kill any of your teammates before Singetica pops off the final phase, which happened to me on my very, very first try. I literally just ran it down, the mushrooms didn't explode at all, and she died. So I thought this was overwhelmingly easy, at least for my first run. Maybe it was just super lucky, but I don't really think that matters. And then 110 is pretty much gonna be, this is a little bit remind me of like Aventurine. This is the stage where you had to guess which one of these was the right one. Right, and then if you guess wrongly, you guess the wrong dice, the wrong thermal power, you get hit with a massive burn and you basically just get cooked. But as long as you guess the right one, everything else becomes very, very straightforward. I also fought the guy from Su. So basically my entire run from Abyss, huge fucking shout out to Su for all the you guys and all the content, even helping me on stream alongside with his guildmate, which, you know, basically help us to clear 110. I don't know if I'm ever gonna be attempting all the way through 120 because we are not gonna be getting a ML 5-star, right? So I just didn't really get it. So that is pretty much my progress for the Abyss. For the challenge mode, maybe one day when I get bored, I can do this on stream again. But you know, there are a lot of flaws that I haven't really thought of doing it for now, right? So that's been it. Automaton Tower, me personally, I don't think this was too crazy. I basically just full auto everything from level 1 to 5. I never had a single issue whatsoever. This is basically EpicSeven's version of Simulated Universe. You get a little bit of a buff here and there, but yeah, this is just very, very straightforward. Just run a sustain, run like Fenne, run like an AoE or whatever, and you just full clear this. So nothing too interesting over here. I just full clear and you just gonna clear off. Expedition. So for my expedition, I usually tend to always get the full clear for the rewards. I'm left with a little bit left. The previous month, same thing happened. So in my opinion, right, this expedition depot, I think it needs a rework. I think it genuinely 33. I think it genuinely makes no fucking sense. Why the hell do I need to spend 30 stamina for this? Why the hell do I need to spend 30 stamina for this when I can just send my own expedition and be able to do it for free? You get what I'm saying? Okay, maybe you say, oh my god, streamer leeching, but there shouldn't be any world where this should cost you 30 stamina. It's just way too fucking expensive. I don't know why they make it such a thing. If it should be a case, right? You should just make every single exhibition free for everyone for the first try. So if people want to limit the damage or the exhibition tips, it makes more sense. And then if you fail on your first try, you spend some stamina to actually clear on the second try. So to me, I think this entire mode just does not make fucking sense. I don't know why it costs stamina. So I basically never ever touched probably almost any expeditions. Me, a couple of them here and there, I would like to limit test just to get my damage in. But other than that, I just don't really give a damn about the expeditions. So I think this needs a huge rework. So that's pretty much it. All right, Rift. So for Rift, I have also already full cleared everything, right? So every single thing over here is full cleared. Done. Very straightforward. Rift controller maxed out. Huge shout out to the girl with no morals. Yep. Without this unit, I can safely say there's no world that I can clear this Rift, right? Huge shout out to Fenne. And yep, you actually cannot get this as a free-to-play right? This is quite literally the definition of pay to win, right? So I don't want to hear you gacha tourists saying pay to win, pay to win, pay to win, when this content, this entire content is literally locked behind having this unit. I am pretty sure you could still clear without Fene. Okay, you know what? Okay, you can clear this without Fene, but not as a new player. You need like Giga Gears. You need Giga Gears. Okay, so you can still clear this, right? Okay, so essentially, because of the $10 rights to pull Fene, I got her as a new player, and unless you paid for the right to that banner, there was no way you could have gotten Fene. Unless she drops in one of the random 5-star summons, which happens here and there, I think you can actually get them, right? If you're like super lucky, because the random 5-star is like any random 5-star, right? There's no limitations. As long as it's not limited, I think you can get them. Yeah, so like when those random 5-star tickets happen, so for example, this is the random 5-star ticket I'm talking about. So if you go to your Orbis guide, there you usually get quite a lot. Like for example, these, right? It can technically summon Fene as long as it's not limited or lined up. These can technically summon Fene or any of those like just the very standard can we find the example over here? So this is a class specific, right? Yeah, like these, right? There's technically a chance of these happening. So as a free to play, you could get Fene, but the odds are like astronomically low, right? I've never gotten like okay, maybe some of the units that I got here, they're pretty good. I think I got Geneset from here. So W. I also got Destina. I think I got yeah, I think Geneset and Destina are the more valuable ones. But let's just continue on. Okay, so Rift, right? For me as a player that has been playing this game for 1 month, I had pretty much not a lot of issues clearing Rift. At least the biggest problems were before I reached probably controller 2. So 1 through 8 was like the biggest issue because my Wanderer's Potion Vow on Fene, it was not plus 20, it was not plus 30, so there was a chance that my debuffs, it could still stick. Since it's 90% chance to dispel. So when those situations happens, the entire run just collapses and I will have to restart all over. And if you fail the run, I think 3 times, the boss dies. So there's still a pretty good chance that my run will fail. But essentially, as long as you have this unit and you speed tune her to between 171 to 174 speed, yep, there's speed tuning in EpicSeven. You can basically just full auto on a single unit alone. All these units are basically friendship farming. They just die after a while and then you just get it over and done with, right? So in my opinion, should new players farm Rift or Hunt? Looking back at it now, I think I would have just went all in on Rift. Because the bottleneck that I found from, or rather the issue that I found with farming Hunt is that the game at the start, it gives you a ridiculous amount of charms. But partly this is also because of the fact that we have gotten access to this absolutely diabolical event called the Carrots event, right? Especially this week 1, where you could exchange for infinite stamina. Oh, I went to fucking town on 3-7. I farmed the ever-living fuck out of 3-7. So I had so much charms that I have, like, I have so much gold, so much charms, and I couldn't get enough of the relics, the units to upgrade to see if they are going to be good. Even till this day, in my backpack right now, I still have, I believe this is like 40 plus ancient reforging materials. All of these things that I just never opened. And if you take a look at my forging materials right now, I have 4,000 of this, 57,000 of this, 4,000 of this, 46,000 of this, and 63,000 of the dragon. And I didn't get these from farming the Hunt domain that much. Most of them, they were given to me as like the rewards from clearing the game itself. So the game gives me like a shit ton, like legit a metric shit ton of these kind of Hunt materials. But if you guys have tried crafting, you will know that the odds of you getting a good piece of gear from this is very low. Most of the time, it's like, I think it's like 50% blue, 40% purple, and 10% red gear. Whereas for Rift, you are guaranteed purple and red. And sometimes every single round of Rift, I get like probably between 2, 3, or maybe sometimes even 4 purple or red gear drops. Now, this is also maybe partly because I have a SS pet. Not even SSS, but like I have this cute little, I believe his name is Cardus. Yeah, so I have Cardus with a double S skill on Rift, which is going to be some of the more important ones, right? One for additional lesser charm, as well as the additional piece of equipment. So, in my opinion, if I were to just went Rift all in, at least, you know, if I have any, it unlocks some pretty decent rewards, especially if you can full clear. I still have 10 days, and it is not that difficult for me, right? So, looking back at it now, I think I would have probably just went on for Rift after I dumped all of my stamina into 3-7 for the goal as well as charm. And then for the AP, I can farm a little bit more of the story stage, right? So that's pretty much it for my roof progression. Hall of Trials, this one I feel like it's pretty fun. But it is very, very unit specific, right? So you specifically need to have the right formations in these 4 little spaces, right? Place your warrior, hero, form as 4 confidence. You cannot use any of the ML5s, and then you basically get some of these, right? So I think this stage is quite interesting. Just watch a guide. Tristan Wolf has excellent guides when it comes to the Hall of Trials and all kinds of stuff. So any of the free-to-play ones, slam it on. For this specific rotation, Abyssal Euphene, which is honestly the first rotation I played properly because I didn't really play that much for DDR. I just had no units whatsoever. So for Abyssal Euphene, I went with something like, I believe this was, I ran Blood Moon Haste. Or not Blood Moon, I went normal Haste. I went, I believe Cecilia. Or I went Cecilia over here. I went Haste. And then I went for Cigarette at the back. Yep, I went Cigarette at the back. And then I think I ran, I forgot it was Tama or Break. I'm sorry guys, I think it was Tama. Tama sounds like, yeah, it's probably something like this. Yeah, it's probably something like this. Then I just slammed it on full auto and pray to God that I land a debuffs before she charge up to like the 4 stacks and then it resets. Because if I can't dispel the stacks of the debuffs, she resets every single time her turn begins. So I try to hold my ultimate, and then when we get a fresh turn, I break everything, and then the cycle just kind of retreats myself. So nothing too crazy. I think for SSS plus ranking is very, very straightforward. Ideally, I want to stay within the 5% threshold, which is, you know, barely just made it before this thing resets. Just for the, I believe the ranking rewards are gonna be, yeah, within 5%. My previous ranking was yeah, within 10%, so not that good. Got a little bit of an upgrade, so that's pretty much of a Hall of Trials. Just a unit check, essentially. Just a unit check. So I'm not gunning for like the top ranks. Just SSS plus would be more than sufficient. Alright. So I believe that pretty much marks it for every single one of my farming stages. In terms of story, okay, you guys can't see it, but I basically clear every single one of the story. I genuinely would love to just sit through and actually understand more about the lore with regards to EpicSeven. Specifically, if you take a look into, I believe, the journal, this EpicSeven story, I don't think it's too deep. I don't think it's a very deep story, but I think it's a pretty decent story that if I really wanted to sit down and listen, I could get some knowledge of, or some lore, or some lore masters can help me work out this, right? So I would love to eventually one day actually clear all of the episodes and actually listen to what happened. For example, Chapter 3. I think Chapter 3 was probably the only one in which I paid a decent amount of attention. I believe this was a story related to Mort, Senya, as well as Alencia. I think it's Chapter 3, right? Or is it Chapter 4? No, I think it was Chapter 3. It was Chapter... Yeah, basically the Mort arc, right? The Mort arc, I'll pay attention. Oh, man, damn. You know, it was a little bit unfortunate. I think the Harsetti arc was also pretty decent. Zio! Special shout to this guy, right? This fuck. Heaven's Eye, the final note. I think this was the most insane story boss that I fought in EpicSeven. And the rest of the boss, it was annoying. This boss, I swear to God, it was unkillable. I swear it was unkillable. I was trying to look up so many different guys. I just could not kill this fucking boss. I remember beating this boss all stream with only like 1 unit remaining. And it was a Lionheart Sermia that I loaned from my friend. Everyone in my team fucking, I have been trying this for I think like 2 or 3 hours. Left with that 1 unit Lionheart Sermia. Bong this butter bitch down to 0 HP. So this was, I genuinely hope this. Let's just see if that's it. Savior Shushang! Dispatch your enemies! Yep, so that's pretty much it for it was a special shout out to 4-10. Absolute cinema of a story, you know. Unfortunately, I didn't really care, or I didn't really pay attention to the Zio story at all. But this boss was really, really fucking difficult. So that's pretty much it for the episodes. Other than this, let me think if there's any more. Oh, side story, right? Huge tip. remember to clear your Moonlight Theater, right? Remember to clear your Moonlight Theater because specifically in this thingy over here, Fallen Land, upon clearing Season 1 and Season 2, you are actually able to get a free DDR. Yep. So after clearing both seasons, you can essentially pick any one of these ML 5 stars into your arsenal. So Commander, Pavel, Azure, Manzo, they're all, you can choose any one of them completely for free 99. And obviously, the only choice, in my opinion, is DDR. I don't think any other 5 stars they have close to the impact that DDR has. Maybe the hand guy, I don't know. I just never seen anyone else in my entire life, but I think DDR has been an excellent choice. Just leagues above everyone else. Yep, that's pretty much it, right? So yeah, just huge tip: do your Fallen Land, do your ML Theater, and also every single one of these other stories, it gives you, I believe, one single pool from Mystic Summons. So you can see I have 2,861, which has been pretty substantial. I've gotten pretty much every single one of the ML fights that I've wanted. You know, thank God. You know, I went hard PD for ML Luna, and luckily, you know, Orange is just there to give me. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about units, but essentially, just do your ML Theater. For the hero story, there are not too big of a there's not too much of an impact as to which one you do. Me personally, I would go for a hero story that ties up into a good artifact. So how exactly does a hero story work is that this story summon, right? You can choose a hero and it comes with their corresponding artifact. And a lot of these heroes, you probably see them from your normal summons, the 5-star selector we're getting for week 4, week 2. You probably see the exact same kind of heroes. So in my opinion, you should choose a hero. Not saying that you should summon this guy, because especially the free-to-play point round of boost, especially with the summer event coming on. But I personally, my next banner, I'm gonna be going for Blue Crown. Because the Blue Crowd's corresponding artifact is Holy Set. And I think Holy Set getting the dupes all the way to Dupe 5, I think it's very, very important. All the other units, if their artifact is not that good, I don't think it's that valuable to do their story event. As long as you do their story quest, you can unlock the right to basically get their banner, right? So you can see I got one for Roana and I got one for Arya. Got both their signature weapons. Maybe Arya one is not that crazy, but you know, this was my first story for you know, I don't know why they were my... Yeah, okay. Anyways, yeah, those are the story pools. For the side story, there's one more thing over here before I move on. Everybody needs to unlock this, right? Everybody needs to unlock this. Eulogy for Saint, 900 Sky Stones. You get 2 of these from the Path of Air, so you could just wait. Everybody needs to unlock this because this is by far the best stage for farming charms, and every other stage. You can check out Tristan Wolf's video with regards to the most efficient stages farming 2025. Eulogy for Saint, it is a godsend for charms, and it is very, very fast. I was begging this out almost the entire 1 week when we had the unlimited carrot. I had I think 150 million gold or 200 million gold, and even now I still don't have enough gold, right? So I would highly recommend players to get this. It is definitely worth it. Unrecorded history, I kind of just got this as well because, you know, it's kind of free. It didn't really cost me anything, and it kind of gave you back a lot of other stuff as well. A couple of other things here. This is a must. Oh, where is the... Yeah, this is a must because without this, you can't get Tama Marine. And Tama Marine, she's basically PvE Babin. So just get it, right? And this is Ringar's Chaotic Full Moon Festival. Me personally, I went for this because I wanted this artifact, which gave you a free crit chance, right? This is like a team-wide, it's like a full Shen signature Lycon, so I just went for this as well. Everything else, I was just waiting to see if anything catches my eye. I think this one is pretty good, right? The super duper water gun shooter, as well as the small miracle that gives you the skin ticket, right? So other than that, I think we can just sort of just try to see. Nothing else too crazy about it, right? Okay, with that, I think I sort of touched on every single one of my progression in my story, side story, battle. So let's just jump right into the big boys, the juice. What do I have after playing EpicSeven for 1 month and spending, I guess, $130, right? But keep in mind, out of the $130 spent, I would say 80% of it, they were all tied to your gears. They were all tied to like your quality of life, your charms and everything. The only unit that I bought outright, it was Spectral Tenebria as well as Fennec, right? These two units, it was because of the power of water. Everything else is purely from, you know, grinding. Essentially, you kind of get it. So ML Luna, she is my first ever ML 5-star hard PD, by the way. Yep. 200 whole air summons literally on the last day before Baranga came out. I slammed in the 200 for ML Luna, and to this day, I have zero regrets. She's absolute. She's a. Yep, I have absolutely zero regrets. You know, I use her all the time. RTA, Arena, whatever the fuck. Maybe I'll play more RTA in the future. But yep, I have zero regrets. This is my ML Luna. A lot of the gears you guys can see over here, they are also basically farmed. Yeah, you basically just farm them, roll better, right? So these are my progression as a 1 week player-ish kind of thing, right? So 294 speed, 4p speed with 2p immunity. Renek, okay, this entire thing, paid win gear. Except for this, which I got a pretty decent, it's like a 2-speed upgrade. I'm like, okay, you know what, 2 speed, 2 speed, I slapped it on. So this is my Renek with 293 speed. Got a Cylinder Light Code. Everything else is basically paid win gear. So it is what it is. I think Renek is absolutely fucking bastard right now. I run her everywhere. Yo, 6 target. So I run her everywhere. Guild War, Arena, RTA. When the time I was playing RTA, everywhere I was running Renek, especially when it comes to PvP content. She's absolutely fucking bastard. If the guy does not have a Barranca, you one-shot anybody. You one-shot the stupid-ass fucking bitch. Afternoon Soak Flan. Fucking hate that unit. Shouldn't have existed. I hate that shit more than Harsetti. Fuck her. I would never want to see her in my account. I'm lying, guys. If she has a revamp, I'm definitely putting her. But yep, I do not have Soak Flan because apparently you can pay to win that shit by buying the Robin packs, which I didn't. I didn't buy a single Robin pack, so it is what it is. Fuck that bitch. Bye bye. Right? Okay, Arbiter Viltra. This was my first ever Numero Uno. 第一个. My first ever ML 5-star and one of the most impactful 5-star I have on my entire account. This was the member that I picked for my very first. Everybody as a new player, you guys have access to Yasuo over here. I call him Yasuo all the time because he is literally Yasuo. Slapped him on with the 14% attack EE with the Alexa basket, 4-piece destruction, 2-piece crit. This guy was in almost every single one of my arena runs, all the way up through Champion 5, which I'll show you guys my arena rank a little bit later. Almost everything. If I had a team that I could use Yasuo in, I was using Yasuo. Especially in the early game, I had no access to any other DPS. It was either him or Spectral Tenebria. And obviously, Yasuo is him, right? So bro basically slammed everything through my arena. Even in PvE's content, such as, for example, the early stages of story, in the Labyrinth, in some of the Abyss stages, in the Automaton Tower, bro was like wholly overworking, right? Bro is definitely him. No regrets whatsoever. W. Yes, I know this is not 100%. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to miss, right? So that's going to be that for my Yasuo. Mort. Everybody has an access to Mort. Everybody has an access to it. And what do I mean by this is because this right here, if you take a look in your path of hair, I believe it is somewhere over here. Right here, right? Path of Air 44. Everybody has access to a 5-star hero selector at episode 3, unless I guess you feel like an old player, because I heard that old players don't have this one bomb. It is what it is. This is the only hero, or at least in my opinion, one of the best heroes that you could have picked from this. Luckily for me, I didn't get any of the dupes. I always try to hold my dupes as long as I could. So this was more, I joined him, used him alongside Yasuo with Yuna, as well as Ida as my speed cleave team for my arena stuff. So yep, 4p speed, 2p HP, a little bit of crit damage. That's pretty much on Holy Sec. 70% chance, by the way. I feel like this 75%, it procs very frequently. I don't even remember the last time when this thing did not proc. So pretty nice, pretty decent. I'm running him on the attack EE just to slam all in. Some people recommend running this with the speed buff, but me personally, I just want to slam. So that's pretty much it for my Mort. Boss Aranga. How the hell do I have this as a free to play, right? How the hell do I get this without wielding? After I just went 200 summons for ML Luna. So apparently what happened was, I was telling myself, okay, since every single time I put on stream, I get shit luck. I hard pity God Captain Crow. I hard pity ML Luna. I 100 pitied Dini. I 90 pitied, I believe, Aria. I 100 pitied, I believe, Renek, 100 or 90, whatever. I almost pitied every single banner that I have ever touched in EpicSeven. Rowana as well, off stream, right? So I was telling myself, you know what? Fuck it. The moment I have enough pools, I'm just gonna go in. And little did I know, at 50 pity, or was it 51? I can't remember. I managed to snipe her off stream. I think it was pretty lucky. yeah, I think it's fair, right? After hard beating like every single banner, this was my first ever early. So yep, this is the boss Aranka. Slamming on 4-piece HP, 2-piece defense. Just whatever the one of my best tank years. I would love to run her on the counter 4-piece with Rocket Punch, which is gonna be Moaz. Unfortunately, my counter 4-piece is absolutely fucking dog shit. I've tried running her on counter piece before. I think she has like what 17, 18k HP with 3k or like not even 3k defense, like probably 2.8k defense. Bro, she legit gets one shot. Like, it's not even close. She legit just gets fucking one shot. So she's absolutely unplayable. So I just slap on a tank gear. At least she can stay alive and just do whatever she's doing. So that's pretty much for my boss Aranka. Not too much. Lilica, I actually got her again on a hard PD. I think it was like 110 or 100. Also hard PD. I basically put for almost every single brand new unit so far. I skipped Lidica as no, not Lidica. I skipped Luluka. Lulukia? Lululemon? Lulu. I skipped Lulu. And I'm skipping Kairon. Every other standard fight, Luluka, right? Yeah, I skipped every other standard. I'm sorry, I got every single standard 5 stars because this game gives me like a ridiculous amount of covenant bookmarks. Because you can see over here, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but one of the week 2 infinite carrot boxes, you had a chance to unlock like 300 covenant bookmarks. I don't know if it was 300 or 400. You basically get a shit ton of covenant bookmarks if you were to just gamble on the carrot boxes, which I did a little bit. So I still have like a huge amount of covenant, and the game gives you a lot anyways. So I just try to pull as many as I can because, you know, why not? Since I'm a new player, I'm lacking units anyway, and if I want to build them eventually later, then I'm just gonna build them, right? So for now, I'm just saving them up for like limited banners as well as the summer collab. I don't really think I need to cook any more units at this point, so I'm basically chilling. But as I was saying, I put Lidica because I seen a lot of like pro players, right? Pro players, high level RTA. A lot of them, they are running Lidica. I'm like, oh my god, since everybody's running Lidica, you know, my chat is telling me, oh my god, she basically hard counters like cleave, and then I realized she needs to be on 310 speed. So yeah, I'll just chill a little bit, and eventually maybe one day I can use her. But for now, I'm just gonna put her over here. Right? Okay. Anyways, yep. DDR. This is basically the second pay to win gear. So this is the second pay to win gear from the Epic pass. For I believe there was 20 bucks, 20-ish bucks. You get a full set of 88 gears. I got a little bit of upgrade here and there, or a little bit more HP on the ball, or for 246 speed, 18k HP, 137 effectiveness. This should be on Wondrous Potion Vow, but I think I'll swap it around here and there. But it doesn't really matter that. Wait. Does it already cost money? Oh, not yet. Oh, no, not yet. Okay, no. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, not yet. But yeah, this should be a Wondrous Potion on DDR. One of, if not the best ML fights, in my opinion, to counter against this kind of like beefy ass fucking team. So for example, if you see teams like you know, Imperial enough, you know, Fallen CC, all that kind of stuff, you know, when I want to do with like tanky ass body butter, you can't do anything, then DDR basically just running my. Also, the sleep is just absolutely fucking phenomenal. I cannot count the down of times that the sleep saved my ass. So I think DDR, very, very good unit. I don't think anybody else should be considering anything else for the Fallen Lands MR. So that's pretty much it. Free unit, just get it, boom, done. Veronica, everybody gets one copy of Veronica for free, I believe, if upon finish the story, and you can get her imprints for free as well by finishing a side story thingy, which unfortunately I actually didn't do because it was a side story where you had to play as the mobs. Like, you play as the monsters, and it was like a little puzzle in which you solve, and then once you finish all the monster stages, you can unlock the imprints for free. I just didn't really have enough time to do that, and I'm just okay, I don't really use this unit that much anyways, and it's not like she really needs speed, because once BBK comes out to be out of immortality, she always gets up anyways, right? So I just didn't really bother. But yep, whatever somebody uses BBK, she comes up. That's her entire purpose. No other reason I will ever use her, but when it actually does matter, when BBK does come up, you know, she's just gonna be there. So the ND BBK counter, Angel of Light Angelica, I actually got her, I believe, just like 2 or 3 days back. I used her for my Nightmare Queen run, right? Nightmare Queen run. I think she might be pretty good in RT as well, or at least that's what I've been told by chat. So maybe one day I could see some usage of her in RT or Arena, but for now I have not used her at all. The only time I ever used her in my entire life was basically against Nightmare Queen. Super good. Strip on the unbuffable, then I just basically cheesed out using the Tristan Wolf cheese method of killing 2 beasts first before Nightmare Queen, right? So that's pretty much it. Dini, another hard PD, right? She was also another hard PD. I think 110 boosts or something. Let me just slap on the rod over here. I personally feel in my early games, there was a lot of Dini showcase moments, right? I feel like I pretty much ran her almost all the time against the enemy more than all that comes out, and I managed to heal, cleanse, the crit rate, crit resist, all that comes out. I think it was pretty good. But nowadays, I find it very, very difficult to actually run Dini. Maybe my EHR is not gonna be at like 200% or something, but for example, against Harseti teams, if she gets stunned, she's cut. She's cooked, right? And the crit resist, I need to wait for me to actually cast my out, and sometimes that might be too late. Because the enemy team is either like just way faster than me, or I'm just way slow because of the Harseti casino. So I can't really make full use of dealing that much. In RTA, probably I can make use of her a little bit more. But at least in Arena, which is like the most of the time I've been playing there, I feel like she kind of didn't see that much play, at least in a Champion 5, right? So that's my personal opinion. Maybe, you know, I just need better stats, but that's pretty much it, right? Okay, Ida, she is basically my bridge for my Muna, Yasuo, Mort team, right? So my team over here, I have like 2 teams for Arena. This is like my... Wait. Okay, I try to cycle them around, but this used to be my 0 cycle team. So this was... I just slept on a Muna over here. I slept on a Ida, and then I slept on a Mort. And then this was basically the team I used to climb all the way up to Champion 5, right? I speed raced all the butter bitches, right? Send in the Ida, bridge the gap, and these two just one-shots everything. But nowadays, I can't really do that anymore because almost every single fucking defense team has Harseti. I do not have Young Senya, so, you know, I just like, okay, you know what, it is what it is, right? So, yep, Ida is just gonna be there acting as the bridge for my Muna. A little bit of speed, a little bit of a crit rate and crit damage, and some effectiveness. I ideally want to put this effectiveness a little bit higher, but I think the chat told me to just ignore effectiveness and just go for the soul burn once I get this to plus 30, so I can soul burn S2 into S3 and I instantly pull out Yasuo as well as more, right? But I'll just wait for that to happen. Tama Marine, everybody needs her. I know I said I don't really build PvE units. She and some others, like maybe like A-Ross, but technically you can use A-Ross for RTA. Everybody needs her, right? I don't care who the fuck you are. This bitch has carried me the moment she landed on my account, because my early game, it was almost exclusively PvE for Abyss, for Labyrinth, for Hunt, for everything in the game. Like story mode, if she was available, I would use her. So what I did for my Tama Marine, I basically used this Tama for Nightmare Queen raid as well, and she is mandatory. She is a must. You have no other alternatives to Tama Marine in Nightmare Queen. And you have to clear Nightmare Queen. I mean, I hope you guys do, because it is a refreshable endgame PvE content, right? So it's a little bit similar to Star Wars Memory of Chaos. You have to clear Nightmare Raid because I mean, if you could, you get more drops of the tokens, which can exchange for some really, really fucking good gears, which I'll show you guys a little bit later. But essentially, this is my Tama Marine. A little bit of HP, a little bit of defense, effectiveness at above 105 to get the strip off. I would like this to be a little bit more, but my gears can only allow me like this, right? So this Tama Marine was enough to help me to get through Nightmare Queen, so I don't think it should be too much of an issue, but she's kind of just good for everyone. So just build, right? Okay, Isaria, I basically ran her alongside Tama Marine. So what is a very common trick is just you slam on your Tama out, Isaria instantly adds 2 for Tama Marine, and she will immediately refresh the ultimate again to basically get like infinite Robin ultimate. She's basically the Bobbin of PvE, and these two, they are a pretty decent pair. I didn't even unlock the full trace because I feel that she doesn't really need that much. She only needs a little bit of EHR, land your unbuffable, land your defense break, and that's pretty much good to go, right? This one, for Queen, I believe I ran Warhorn. You shouldn't be running Song of Stars for her most of the time because you don't want Queen to have more than 2 debuffs. So that's pretty much it, right? God Cavern Crowd. Okay, this guy was... Okay. I regret this guy. It is. Because this was the first banner that I started EpicSeven on. And I had no other banners to pull. And I was just itching to gamble. Because imagine having like 2,000 confident bookmarks and just not pulling as like a day 1 player, right? Because you need units anyways, right? I would think to myself, okay, I need units, I need dupes, I just put. I went hard PD for this guy. Holy shit, I had literally not used him a single time in my entire life. Ever. Not a single RTA, not a single arena defense, not a single arena offense, not a single guild war. Not because he is bad, I don't have the fucking gear. I just simply do not have the gear for bro. So basically, I think the way you build him is basically all in defense and all in speed. All right. So I just can't use him, right? So I literally just cannot use him. I even have the fucking signature like on everything. I just can't use this guy. So this is probably my biggest regret on my account so far. just never saw live day. So maybe one day he gets dusted or like returns the game. Who knows, right? Okay, anyways, Serene never used. All these counts I've never used. Savior Adin. I'ma keep it a buck. I invested all in because I thought she really reminded me of Shushang. I know she's not really meta anymore, and I used her for this one guild war, if I still remember, where chat told me to use Savior Adin, and she actually helped us to win that one guild war. But I actually don't really use her, if at all, in RTA or Arena. Maybe I just don't really know how to use her, because she gives you a team-wide invincibility. But unfortunately, I think there are just a lot of counters to Savior Adin nowadays, right? Even though we have the evasion, we have like more and all that kind of stuff. I don't really see play, but my main reason of why I went all in is just she just reminds me of Shushang. And I think her design was just I mean, I feel like it is pretty good design. You get what I'm saying? It's like nothing too big, nothing too crazy, but just very well done design. And also, yeah, I grinded all because in order to get Savior Adin, you had to go through every single side quest in chapter, I think 4. Or was it 5? I think it was 4, right? Every single chapter 4 or chapter 5, you had to do a side quest. So you first get like the red Adin, then like the blue Adin, green. No, you start off with green, you get red, blue, and then you get light as the last one. And every single one of those missions, it was like, holy shit, it took so fucking long because you have to full clear the story first, and then you have to go back and do it again. Like why, bro? Like why, right? So yeah, it took very long, but eventually I got it, and okay, yeah, it's just a little bit of a completionist within me to just get her. So that's pretty much it. Never really see her that much. Kirse, I don't know what the fuck she does. So it was this Lua. I heard that she used to be good last time. I've never seen a single Lua in my entire life, so maybe she comes back one day, but I just never really used her that much. All these don't really care. Okay, Arya, I'm a keep it a buck. She is a greedy and stupid unit for me. Yep. I pulled for her because her design was yeah. Yeah, she is my greedy and stupid in EpicSeven, right? So I know people told me she's not even that good in PvP because you need like ridiculous fucking gear, and I can't even really use her anyway in PvE because most of the time I think they use her for hunt, and I don't really use her that much because Fanny exists. So I just never really use her that much, but I mean, maybe one day I'll use her eventually. I don't know, one day. Yeah, but yeah, greedy and stupid, Okay, Bellona, $3.99. All right, so if you were to spend a single dollar in this game, the game gives you a free Bellona. And I believe I also gotten quite a couple of other Bellonas along the way. So we got a seaside Bellona one day, and this is my other Bellona. But essentially, I think she was really good for my farming time during Banshee. Sometimes in Automaton or some specific story stages in the Abyss, I use her here and there, but not as much as I would like to. I've never used her in PvP. I don't think you ever should use her in PvP because SSB exists, and even SSB I don't really use her that much. So maybe I get to use her a little bit more in, I guess, was it Jubilee Council? I can't remember, but I think she's pretty decent in one of the Nightmare Raid stages, so maybe I'll see a little bit more use again, alongside with Vivian. I'm not sure where is Vivian, but her and Vivian, they are basically my Banshee farming team, as recommended by the game itself, right? So that's pretty much it. Astromancer Elena. She was, I believe, my 3rd or 4th ML5, right before Luna. Okay, now she's my 3rd, right? So my first 2, they were free. I got a free Yasuo. I paid to win Spectral Tenebria. I think she was my next ML5. Which unfortunately she just kind of got left here, just unused, because chat told me she's basically pre-alpha Mort, and now Mort exists, so nobody plays her anymore. So maybe we can get a buff one day, like Operator's Secret. So that would be great. But yep. Vivian, I got a dupe. Alongside with her is just gonna be another Vivian. I basically, like I mentioned, her and Bellona, they were my Banshee farming teams. Sometimes in a couple of stages here and there, I also use them as well. Maybe I can also see some use in Nightmare Raid. I forgot, was it Jubilee Council? I think it's Jubilee Council. They use green units, right? Yeah, I use green units against Jubilee. So I think the team is supposed to be Bellona, Vivian, a Sustain, and then a DPS. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Just a couple. Born Model Kana. I've been told that she's actually pretty decent in PvE, but I just never really used her or found an opportunity to use her. Yeah, I just never really found an opportunity to use her. So maybe she's quite good, but you know, PV unit just didn't really invest that much. Chenille. So I got this from the random fire star that the game gives you, like the Soul Weaver fire star. I got this from my Soul Weaver. Apparently it's supposed to be the hard counter to the DDR. Unfortunately, I don't really see a single DDR on arena defense, so I can't really even use him. And apparently in PvP, he's also not that good against DDR because DDR can just hold his skills. The only use I have for my Schneel is basically in Banshee, because he's really, really good for Banshee. You can just full auto Banshee. Schneel will just cleanse everything. Bada boom, bang. But I think I didn't really use too much of a unit, so that's pretty much it. Free Spirit here, I benched her the moment I was done with 3-7. She is the best farm for 3-7 because her animation are the fastest, right? So the moment I'm done with 3-7 is done. In the early game, I used her a little bit. But the moment I got my Yasuo, I just slammed everything into Yasuo, and Yasuo just took over the job. So that's pretty much it. Elviria, I think some people say that she's pretty good against young Senya because she prevents fighting spirit, right? Or was that another person? Oh yeah, fighting spirit. Yeah, it's alright. So apparently she is the young Senya counter. Never really used her in my entire life. Maybe I should consider building her because young Senya has been a fucking problem, especially with her and Mort. So maybe one day I could cook up for PvP, but just not too much of a priority because in my early games I got all these units, but like my concern was like 80% PvE, 20% PvP. But nowadays maybe if I need her, I could probably get them. But it is what it is. Isaria, this is a dupe. Ludwig, I don't know what the fuck it does. So, yep. I just got her like literally like 1 or 2 days ago. What does she do anyways? Curse. Oh, Chaz, this is a good unit. Anti-evasion. Oh, she can kill Afternoon Soflan. Wait, can she kill Afternoon Soflan? Melissa can outlive BBK. Ooh. Okay, maybe we can cook her a little bit one day, right? So that's pretty fair. Yuna, I don't know what the fuck she does, so she just skip. I don't know what she does. I don't know what he does. All these units. Oh, Cecilia, I use her exclusively only for the Hall of Trials, and then I just never use her anyway. I think she's also pretty good in the Green Expedition. Yeah, just these two places. Other than that, I just didn't really use my Cecilia that much. Furious, I benched him the moment I got a better Wyvern team, so that's pretty much it. Euphine. And, okay, Sigrid first. Also for Wyvern. Then after Wyvern, I used her a little bit of Hall of Trials. That's pretty much it. Okay, Euphine. I don't know. Something about this unit just makes me want to build her. Yep, I know she was originally intended for the Labyrinth, right? You can cheese Labyrinth with an infinite stacking. You had an infinite stack on Immortality on Euphine. I think Tristan Wolf did a video, so you can just clear every single Labyrinth stage in like 3 hours, even on like 50 minus 50 morals. Euphine can just solo the entire Labyrinth, right? Because she can extend all the buffs. But nowadays, I don't think anyone uses it anymore, but I still build her anyways because like, I don't know. She's okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just built her because okay. Anyways, yeah, Lyoka. I've heard that she was pretty good for some stages. I haven't really seen what stages yet, so maybe one day I can build her. It's not like it's too much anyways because it's a 3-star, so it doesn't cost you any of the mola, so that's pretty much it. Maui also benched for Wyvern. All these units I just never use. Spectral Tenebria, I'm gonna keep it about. I don't think I've ever used her in PvP ever. For PvE stages, yes. And in fact, I believe she is basically Yasuo's replacement because especially for story, towards Chapter 4 onwards, Yasuo can no longer one-shot mobs. Same thing for Labyrinth. I think after the Ice Labyrinth, the Ice-based Labyrinth, Yasuo can't one-shot the mob. He's too old, right? Power creep, HP inflation. So if Yasuo can't one-shot, Spectral Tenebria actually steps in because she doesn't care about one-shotting. She just builds up the damage, and she actually does ridiculous damage herself. So she was basically like my PvE second half to just speedrun through the story, a couple of the Abyss stages, a lot of the Abyss stages actually, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using her against Devourer Arakan in the future. So pretty decent unit. Not too much use in PvP if at all, so that's pretty much it. Done. Never use. Also, your YouTube vlogs from the future, if you guys see any of the units I just didn't use, you can let me know, because I don't know who the hell are good. I just didn't really build a lot of them. Immortal Wukong, I've been told that he was the previous Rift unit. So now that the Rift is done, bro has zero purpose. I don't know where else you use him, but he's Black Myth Wukong. Maybe one day I can play him again. I built him up a little bit, so maybe you could see some play, but I don't know, right? Ravi, Chair was basically telling me to get either Ravi or Ken from the episode 1 selector. To this day, I just never used her. And I wouldn't have used Ken as well, because I don't really care about one-shot Wyvern 13 anyways. Maybe one day she could see play, but yeah, it is what it is. Aranga, I swear to fucking god, I'm so close to just feeding her to my Baranga. Because she is apparently the worst. She's like the Daya of this game. She's literally the Daya of this game. I don't know what the fuck do I do with her. Maybe one day she gets a buff, so I'm gonna be saving a little bit, but I'm so fucking close to getting her. Okay, Bystander Huayang. I believe I got her 3 days back. And yes, I have 2 Bystander Huayangs. The game just wants me to have her, I guess. I think I mentioned... Did I talk about Bystander? Okay, I think I skipped out a lot of these ML units, so I'll probably go back a little bit. But Bystander Huayang, I feel like she's been a bit of a mixed bag for me, because my gear is not good enough to run on the 4-piece counter and 2-piece pen. So I'm running on a destruction pen just to one-shot someone. I legit just one-shot. If she cannot one-shot, she's cooked. I ran her on counter. She's gonna look something like 3k attack, force the 100% crit chance, and like 250 crit damage. Just do absolutely 0 fucking damage. And if she can't one-shot, eventually she just dies. From what I've noticed, when I run on my team, this S2 proc happens like very, very infrequently under a standard team comp. Unless I specifically run like a squishy team, like for example a Yasuo or like a Genesect. I let them get low intentionally. She slams a free S2 and I follow up with S3. I think that could work. But most of the time, I just hope that this doesn't proc. Alright, especially with Baranga holding the line for me. Nobody deals like 40% of Baranga's damage immediately, right? So this is just most of that doesn't work. This S3, I've noticed that she can one-shot any unit, any light unit, except for Empyrean Illinov, Baranga, or Balion, if the Balion is like super, super beefy. On most circumstances, this probably does around 27,000 from what I've seen. So as long as that bitch is light, they're dead. And with Soul Burn, it's almost a guaranteed kill. So I do find myself this is not too shabby, because sometimes if it actually lands on the Baranga, I can cripple a bad built Baranga. So for example, like a counter Baranga, I don't think they have a very high HP. So it can get them to like 1/4 HP and can just finish up from there. I think she's not too shabby, but I think for the amount of like gear requirement needed to make her work, I think my account is not quite there yet. But I am absolutely looking forward to eventually get her to be like my favorite. I think from right now, out of all of the ML5s, she's one of my favorite from like the design. I always say on my stream that I don't really like short-haired women, but like, I don't know. Right. Yeah, she's one of my favorite designs in the ML Fights and Legends, so that's pretty much it. Yeah. Okay, I don't know why my order was like a little bit off, because I think I didn't really went through a lot of the other units. So I think I'll just go back to my MLs. Did I miss any of these here? I think I didn't. Oh, Aros. He is him. Everybody needs Aros. I stripped him because I didn't really know what gear to build, since the unequipped gear is gonna be over soon. You need him, right? Build him. He's basically HMC, RMC, every single MC H's are all combined to one. He's absolutely him. You're running for almost every single stage in the Abyss. You will most definitely run him Nightmare Raid. You can even sometimes run him in PvP. He is him. Just build him. He's free to play. Don't even need any molas. Just build him. Right? Done. Okay, do. Other than that, boom, boom. Destina probably can see play one day. Just didn't really use her that much, because even when she revives with like 20%, 30% HP, and it just died anyways. So I'll probably be using her against a Jubilee Council, but other than that, I think I'm pretty chill. Inheritor Amiki, I'm cooked. I don't have the gears, but since she was a 3-star, I just raised her. So eventually, when I do get the gears, I would definitely be bringing this up for PP one day. Angelic Moral Romancy, blah, 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 blah. I got Dini and Elena, so I just never really used her. So maybe if you guys don't have it, you can definitely consider running that. All the other units, I just didn't really touch at all. So I think with that, we can kind of just come to the MLs. I don't know why I didn't talk on the ML just now. So Luna done, Yasuo done, Boss of Ranga done, DDR done, this done. Camilla, Mars build. Mars build. Everybody gets one for free. Mars build for PvE. Pretty much, you will definitely see play. As long as this unit sees play in Abyss and Nightmare Raid, I think it's worth it as a PvE unit, right? So that's pretty much it. Fallen Cecilia. Oh, I think this was one of my only other ML5s that I've gotten from the Galaxy bookmarks. Very, 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 very good investment. Like, God just said, like, yep, she's getting buffed, and we're releasing Renak, and she's like super good at this Renak, and In my time playing RTA, she saw a lot of play. In Arena, not that much because people don't really run Arena on defense, but she is a very strong tank that they just blessed me with. I didn't even know how strong she was because apparently I just got her right before Arena was released and they just buffed her. But nowadays I think she sees a lot of play in RTA, so that's pretty much it. Syngelica, I use her sometimes against the Stina or Rule or the light users, but other than that, not too crazy. Balian, I got her from my what you call that? The week 2 or was it week 3? The random ML light 5-star. I was praying to God that I get ML Luna, but I got a Balian. I'm not too upset about it, but I just really hope that one day they rerun 3F, that I can finally play 3F counter Balian. Until that day happens, I think for now, just chuck in the defense and just let her just do her own thing, right? Harsetti, I got the 2 Giantess. Yep, I got both Giantess, the story boss. I believe this was chapter 3 or chapter... Yeah, I think it was chapter 3. And the story was chapter 5. I bought both Giantess from the random ML 5 stars that the carrot event gave me. Harsetti. Oh man, Harsetti. I don't know. I don't even know what to say, man. Alright, I call her like the Harsetti casino. She's the casino of this game, right? Because if she lets the RNG be in your favor, you just win. If she doesn't, cause if the enemy team is gonna outspeed me, I'll just slam on a Harsetti and just pray for something to happen. And then usually when I land the stun, she's basically literally like a fucking casino, right? You land the stun, you land a good RNG, you land the defense break, you land the fear or whatever, you land unbuffable, you just win the game, right? So it's for those situations where I feel like, okay, you know what, I just want to gamble, slam it on, and then it's done, right? So no regrets that I have this. Very glad that they cancelled the fucking Fenris EE. So maybe we can see Harsetti a little bit more. Please don't nerf Harsetti. I literally just got her last week. So please don't nerf her. I'm begging. I haven't gotten a full gear for her yet. So please just don't nerf her. So that's pretty much it. I've thought about this. Lorena, also a mass build. Wait, let me strip this. Also a mass build. She was a unit that I used for Nightmare Queen. You are going to be using her everywhere in Nightmare Queen, in PvE, in Abyss, in Exhibition. Just build her. Very cheap, very easy. Just build it. Right, done. These two is done. Okay, with that, I think we sort of covered. I don't know why I missed some units. I think I missed like Celine and Genesect, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, okay, Genesect and Celine. I don't know why I missed these two, because these two have been like my anchor. They have been my anchor ever since I went to Champion 5 in Arena. I think they're like super strong, especially Genesect. The amount of times that Genesect has popped up for me, it was like uncountable, incountable, immeasurable, right? And in Guild Wars, in RTA, this guy is absolute. I have literally seen 1v4s with Genesect alone. He is just that strong. Celine, sometimes she pops off as well, especially when I'm up against Sea Phantom Politics or any of the buffers like Dini. Sometimes just slams you, wins the 50-50 and just fucking kills the squishy. These two are very strong units, and I absolutely believe that. Because you can technically get them from the selector from like week 2 or week 3. I think they are very strong units, so almost a must-have for like RTA. Maybe Celine might not be that good in RTA because you can technically counter her, but in Arena Defense and Guild War, I think she's really nice to have. Sermia is just there to chill, for PvE. Did I miss any unit chat? I think I sort of got everyone, right? Just make sure I got everyone. I guess SSB, right? Okay, SSB, I picked it out for my selector in the limited collaboration. It was between SSB, Gala, the Gala girl, as well as I think Landy, right? Between these 3 units, eventually I went with the SSB because I don't know, guides, chat, influence. Chat just told me SSB got buffed and everything, so I just went for SSB. Another thing about it, I don't even think any of the limited units would be that crazy for my account because I can't really just make use of them. At least SSB is a little bit easier to gear. Eventually, when we get the 4-piece lifesteal, I think she could cook. And we also got the signature light cone for Rangar's special Rangar's special drink. I got one of the potions to limit break this one more time. I really want this to be at 100% chance so we can do a lot more damage. So that's pretty much that. So finish the upgrades. I mean, it's not good at 78, guys. Why the fuck would I want to finish this? It's 78, so I'm just leaving her there. Maybe eventually when this rolls well, I'll probably set. Okay, no, I'll just strip her. Right, we'll probably get a better one. Oh shit! Oh, it's too late. Anyways, oh my fucking god, man. Yeah, okay, I came to the end. This is basically what my account has as a 1 month almost free-to-play player. Almost, I would say 90% of all these units, they were basically given by the game itself. The units that I put on are the banners that they have, and as a, you know, more or less free-to-play player, you definitely have enough confident bookmarks, especially if you do this. This is the secret to, I mean, it's not even a secret, right? Especially along the, this guy will give you so many fucking bookmarks. You have to do this. You absolutely have to do this. I don't give a damn. Especially at the start of the game, I think I have like what, 30,000 sky stones completely free to play. I slammed the fuck out of this guy to the point where I think I lost like $50 million, and then he gave me like, I don't know, like 100 or like 150 summons. Absolutely must do to get all of the summons. So I would say that from all of the limited or non-limited and all these kind of banners, I didn't really feel any pressure when it comes to the units. It is more so the gear. I would get a unit, for example, like Lidica. I have no gear, so if I don't have the gear, it's cool. So for example, for Renek, if I didn't have the pay to win Renek gear, I don't even know if I can use her, because she's not going to be outswinging anybody out here, right? So that is pretty much it for all of my units. And to sort of just wrap up this entire video, I have one final segment, which is going to be the PvP aspect, right? So for Arena, I have been chilling in Champion 5 for like, I think for like the past 2 weeks. I reached Champion 5 pretty long ago. I believe 66% win rate. My defense is cooked, guys. I don't know what the fuck can I do with my defense. Everybody shits on my defense, alright? Can someone cook me a defense? Oh, chat, someone cook me a defense. I don't know what the fuck do I do, guys. I don't know. Am I getting gear gapped? I just don't know what to do with my defense. It's the same for everyone. Oh, it's fine. Bro, I just don't know. This is because I'm digging for defense. Right? Just make it like as RNG as possible so that they don't fuck with you, right? Because more sphere is RNG, right? The amount of times I've prayed to God or like I fucking slammed my desk because I have a 2-turn fear is, you know, and Harceti is a Harceti casino, so we always run there. Better we deny Sober and then Aranga is just a tank, right? So like, I don't know what else can I do to make this like as unapproachable as possible. You get what I'm saying? Young Senya. Oh my god, bro. Young Senya. It's always Young Senya. Everybody in this game is Young Senya. It's everybody's gonna be on. Okay. Yeah, I just try to. Okay, you know what? It is what it is. So that's my defense. Yep, I've been chilling around this rank for like. Okay. Yeah, so they can see everybody on this fucking ladder. If they are not running Harceti, they are running some kind of like fucking afternoon soak flan. It's like it's either Harceti or soak flan. I have not. That's basically the match I'm seeing 90% of the time, which is why I say I can't really even find a chance to even use Dini or like all the old units like Cleave. Like if I would use my Muna Cleave, it doesn't work because every fucker has Harceti, and I don't have Young Senya. I don't have Zio. I have no way to play against Harceti consistently. I can only take the gamble. The only thing I can do is take the gamble. Unless they play something like this, I think this is gambleable. I'll just slam on my own Harceti, and then I don't know, like Syngetica, and then prevent the I don't know, right? So this game is cooked, right? So at this rate, I just refresh and just chill around this rank. I mean, there's no incentive for me to push anyways, because the next league, I believe, is Champion 4. I reached this once, and I think in less than 10 minutes, I went back down because someone hit my defense. Then I lost again, right? You have to be above top 3,000, which I don't really care, right? I just don't care. As long as you're above Champ 5, you are basically good to go. So that's basically for my arena. And then for my guild, I think our guild has been doing very nicely, I believe. Right, hold up. Let me bless y'all, right? Bless y'all with my free penguins, right? Bless me with this thingy. Donate W, right? This is gonna be my guild. I think this has been a very good global passive guild, right? We have been, I feel like, pretty nice in war in 11 hours, right? So if you take a look at our ranking, I think at one point in time we were top 1,000. We did get a 2 times back-to-back defeat. This guy, we got wiped. We got absolutely fucking destroyed by the Korean guild because we won like so many fucking times. I think EpicSeven just said, okay, what? Enough is enough. This global passive guild cannot just win everybody, right? So they finally sent fucking Faker, and they just fucking shit on us. They just absolutely destroyed us. It is what it is. And they sent like another CN guild. This is basically like I don't know, Gen G or some shit. So we got a 2-time back-to-back SKT and Gen G. Fucking destroy us, obliterate. Not Gen G, right? Wait, what was the team that Faker went up against? I can't remember. It basically some CN team, but yeah, basically we got 2-time back, and afterwards we kind of go back a little bit more. But I think we have been pretty chill when it comes to the guild. All of our members are very, very nice. Unfortunately, if you guys want to join, we are constantly full. But I'm unfortunately, I just don't believe that we have enough slots because yeah, I leave the application to my managers. Maybe if Bobby Wobby doesn't buck up. No, I'm just kidding. Bobby Wobby will be great. But yep, we are pretty chill for the guild. Just chilling around the 1,000 mark, and that's pretty much it. For RTA. I will be playing this very soon. I told myself I don't want to touch RTA in the first 1 or 2 weeks because everybody resets, so I'm just gonna get absolutely fucking destroyed. So I'm just waiting. I'm just chilling. There's no rush. Eventually, you're gonna be seeing an RTA stream happening on the channel. Probably after my crafting stream, right? Because like I mentioned, I have what was this? I think this is like 200,000. Close to 200,000 crafting nets. So we're gonna do a mega crafting stream. After that crafting stream, I think it will be time to go into RTA. Because now I'm like 10% of my power. Okay, maybe 20%. I have so much potential gear that I just never ever crafted. And even from like the rifts, I have so many of these like unleveled stuff that I haven't even touched. Just from rifts alone, right? So I'm gonna get a nuclear power up, hopefully to make my team stronger, and then eventually we're gonna see an RTA stream. Wait, one last thing before I end off this absolutely insane 1 hour 30 minutes, which is Nightmare Raid. This is gonna be my next content that I'm gonna be doing very, very soon. Labyrinth, Azamakaka, Nightmare mode. I have basically done. Okay, you guys can just see my progression under the normal thing over here. I think this is Queen. So this is my Queen team. And this is my Carcanis team, right? These two I cleared. I still have 3 more to go. So you can see over here, the reason why this Nightmare is so fucking important is because you unlock this shop over here that gives you one of, if not the best pen necklace in the entire world, as well as okay, all these gears are like super fucking good. You have net 42 gear score, net 42 gear score, net 42 gear score, and net 42 gear score, and all of them are like natural max rolls. So I would say these are super fucking good gears, and I would highly recommend, because Nightmare gives you more of these tokens and they refresh every single day. So theoretically, in a month, as long as you can clear Nightmare Raid, you can get the most income from these. And I don't think it's possible if you guys just started the game right now, because my first month, I couldn't even touch Nightmare Raid, because you have to first clear the normal mode. I think for your first yeah, you have to first clear normal mode, right? And then you go into Nightmare. Nowadays, I think my next objective for my 1-month account is to full clear Nightmare Raid, because this is pretty much EpicSeven's one of, if not the hardest and refreshable endgame PvE content. So look forward to that video eventually one day, where I'll be talking about how I clear every single file of the Nightmare Raid. So that's pretty much it. With that, we have come to the end of I played EpicSeven for 1 month, right? So this has come to the end. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm still thoroughly enjoying myself, although the free unequipped just disappeared right in front of my eyes, so I'm a little bit upset. So we are gonna be popping off a little bit of content afterwards. Word of the day is gonna be unequipped course. Join Twitch, join YouTube, join Discord, join Twitter, all the best. We're gonna see you guys next time. Take care.